What is up, everybody? We are back. We're here to talk about the Butterfield Bermuda Championship. A little bit of recap of last week at the Worldwide Technology Championship. Really tough Sunday for me. Had an outright on Carson Young, finished second, shot back. He was 75 to 1. Would have been a very nice payday. Had an outright on Max Grazerman, finished 2 or 3 shots back, ended up finishing fourth. And then didn't end up playing Justin Lower, even though my model told me to last week. He was the number 1 point per dollar option in the model. Didn't end up playing him in DFS. He finished T2 as well. So a little bit of a frustrating week, but at least we are on the right track. So this week we head to Bermuda. This course is beautiful. It is a short par 70, only 6,828 yards. We've seen Brendan Todd here. We've seen Brian Gage win here. We've seen a number of short hitters contend here in the past. If you look at Data Golf, course fit tool, driving accuracy way down, driving distance way down. Essentially, driving doesn't mean as much as it would on other courses. Now, that doesn't mean bad drivers of the ball see a bonus here. It's just that strong drivers of the ball are going to be losing one of their biggest weapons at this specific course. So I'm looking at stroke gain approach. I'm looking at stroke gain around the green, looking at stroke gain putting. And with all the wind in the forecast, this course, very open. It's right on the coast. So it is very exposed to the elements. With the wind forecast at the moment, it looks like there's going to be 25 plus mile per hour winds on a couple of the days. I'm bumping up bogey avoidance as well. And that's just about do it. So again, very small weight off the T metrics for me this week. 12% to stroke gain approach, 6% to around the green because, again, the weather should impact how many greens are going to be hit in regulation. 10% to stroke gain putting, 3% to birdie or better percentage, 6% to bogey avoidance. Only have course history at 2%. You can bump this up if you want. It hasn't been all that predictive here in the past. I've got 5% for strokes gained on par 70 and 71s. So over the last 2 years, golfers that have played the best on those courses: Ben Griffin, Seamus Power, who's won here before, Jonathan Vegas, Alex Smalley, Patrick Rogers. All of them have a pretty good track record at this specific course too. Strokes gained on less than driver courses. Again, the average driving distance here was only 287 yards last year. So there are going to be some holes where you don't have to hit driver. Michael Kim, number 1. Mark Hubbard, Vincent Whaley, Matt McNeely, and Mackenzie Hughes. As always, we have the cuts and recent finishes. And then we have the top 5%, top 10%, top 25 percentile finishes. That's just how often they finish in the top whatever percent of the fields that they're playing in. So, guys, if you want more upside, bump up this column here. If you want more safety, you can bump up this column here. And this is since the start of 2024. So it's more of a long-term metric. I do have short-term form bumped up to 10% this week because I do want guys that have been playing pretty well in the fall so far. Then, as always, the field strength metrics is going to be at 12%. Basically, just is a way to equate or neutralize golfers that have been playing really well in weak fields. Let's get to the overall rankings. Ben Griffin's at the very top with a rating of 87.4. He's my first outright bet of the week. I like him in DFS as well. He's been really solid. His only weakness is off the tee. And again, that's not going to matter as much this week. He's finished 30 here in the past. He's got 3 top 25s in his last 4 starts. I think he is a great building block. No issue with Seamus Power, who's won here before. Matt McNeely played pretty well last week with the T6. I do worry about his approach play. One of the worst approach guys, but he has been better over the last couple months. Doug Gim, he's a good ball striker, but he doesn't have a good short game, so that might be why he struggled here in the past. He's missed 3 of his last 4 cuts here. So he's been playing pretty well. 5 straight top 35 finishes. No strong take on Gim for me. I think he's a very safe option. Might not have winning equity like some of these other guys do up here. Mackenzie Hughes, interesting tournament play. Doesn't project as well as some of the other guys for me, but he's never going to. He's been playing pretty well. 4th and 8th in his last 2 starts. Did play the President's Cup as well. Glover, similar to Doug Gim, good ball striker. I worry about his upside, and his results here just haven't been that great. So Patrick Rogers played pretty well here and on other alt-field events like the one in Mexico, the one in Puerto Rico. So I don't mind looking at Patrick Rogers, who's been playing pretty well. A couple top 25s in his last 3 starts. Novak, it's pretty solid all around. One of the best in terms of bogey avoidance. So if you're looking for a mid-range option, I don't mind him at 8,800. Putnam's going to be my second favorite play of the week behind Ben Griffin. So look, hasn't shown a ton of upside, but he's very consistent. 3 top 30s in his last 3 starts. T21 here in his only appearance. And much like Ben Griffin, His biggest weakness is off the tee. He's a lead on approach, very good around the green, very good putter, especially on Bermuda. Doesn't make a lot of bogeys. So those are going to be my 2 starting points for my main lineup this week. You have Sam Stevens, who's been playing a little bit better, but one of his biggest weapons is the driver. Johnny Vegas, I worry about his short game. I do like Bridgman quite a bit. Rates out well, been playing well, pretty good course fit for me. Lower, I do like lower. But last week he was 7,500 in a similar field. This week he's all priced up to 9,300. I know he's played well here in the past. 3 top 20s, but that is a big price jump. He's probably going to be popular too, so that worries me a little bit. Rico Ho is a good ball striker. He's cheap enough where he doesn't need a high-end finish, and he's not as bad around the green as a lot of the other ball strikers that I've mentioned. So don't mind looking at him. I'm not going to play Carson Young. I was on him last week. T2 finish. Actually, so yeah, T2 finish. But man, look at this short game. If the wind picks up, I do worry about it. And Bermuda's his worst putting surface. So I am a little bit worried about Carson Young this week. I think he could be popular too. I'll play Sig over him. Sig's got 3 top 25s in his last 4 starts, a couple top 25s here as well. Matty Schmidt, I think it's interesting bounce back spot for him. He was more expensive last week and more owned, and now he's going to be kind of flying under the radar. You know, missed the cut, not worried about it. T3 here last year. No strong take on you or Michael Kim. The model does like Kim, but he hasn't played well right here in the past. Hubbard, I prefer more on FanDuel. Same with Nico Echevarria. Nate Lashley, the model really likes Nate Lashley this week. He does make a lot of doesn't make a lot of mistakes, so I do think he's a good course fit. He's just always hovering right around the cut. I mean, every week it's just Friday. He's right around the cut. So if you want that extra sweat, you can go to him. I like Brendan Todd a little bit. He's won here before. Vince Whaley's got 2 top 10s here, been playing a little bit better, especially on the Korn Ferry Tour. Alex Smalley's been playing pretty well, 3 top 30s here. I like Norlander. Nick Hardy's been playing pretty well. I love Zach Blair this week, another guy that not the best off the tee, but pretty good on approach, pretty good short game. We have Sungyeol No, who's been playing well on the Korn Ferry Tour. Projections like him quite a bit this week. Then we got to talk about Wesley Bryan. So obviously hasn't been playing a ton on the PGA Tour recently, but he's playing with his brother, George Bryan. I watch them on YouTube all the time. They play a ton in Bermuda. They filmed a lot of their content there, so they're very familiar with the area, with the course. And his game's trending in the right direction. He's got 4 straight top 40s, including a T6 last week. We always know the biggest weakness for him has been off the tee. Very good short game, very good putter, and made the cut here last year, T37. So I am on board Wesley Bryan. Probably not going to be playing George Bryan. Let's see. Obviously, he's not going to have any stats or anything. He is 6,100. And he's shown an ability to make cuts. I don't think he has like top 20 upside or anything like that. So I probably prefer Wesley Bryan if I am playing one of the Bryan Bros. In terms of cheap guys, don't mind Trace Crow, don't mind Ches Reavie. See if there's anybody else. I should just about do it. So want to wish everyone the best of luck. As always, hop in the Discord if you have any questions or send me a message on Twitter, and I will certainly get back to you. Good luck, and we'll see you back here next week for the RSM Classic.